It is all temporary. Everything you hold on to, everything you strive for, everything you fear losing, it will all slip through your fingers. This is not a poetic sentiment or a philosophical concept. It is the unrelenting truth of life, and you know it. You've seen it. The moments you thought would last forever didn't. The people you thought you couldn't live without are gone. The feelings you thought defined you have dissolved into memory. No matter how tightly you hold, no matter how desperately you cling, it all fades. It always has. It always will. But you don't want to face this, do you? You live as if the temporary can be made permanent. You chase security, stability, and certainty, building your life on the illusion that what you acquire, achieve, or create will somehow endure. And when things slip away, as they inevitably do, you act surprised. You grieve, you suffer. You rage against the unfairness of it all. But the truth is, you've been running from the reality of impermanence your entire life. Why is this so hard to accept? Because you've built your identity on what is temporary. Your achievements, your relationships, your possessions, your body, your thoughts. These are the things you call you. But they are not you. They are fleeting, like waves rising and falling in an endless ocean. And yet, you attach yourself to them, thinking that if you just hold on tightly enough, you can freeze the wave in place. But waves were never meant to be frozen. They exist to rise and fall, to come and go. To fight this is to fight the very nature of life. You fear impermanence because it feels like loss. To accept that everything is temporary is to face the reality that nothing you do, nothing you love, nothing you are will last. But what if impermanence isn't the problem? What if the real problem is your refusal to see it? Your insistence on clinging to what must inevitably change. Take a moment to consider this. What in your life has ever stayed the same? Not your circumstances, not your emotions, not even your body. The person you were 10 years ago is unrecognizable now, and the person you are today will dissolve into someone else tomorrow. Everything is in constant motion, yet you cling as if you can make the river stop flowing. But the river doesn't stop. It never has. It never will. Here's the paradox. The more you resist impermanence, the more you suffer. The tighter you hold, the more painful it is when things slip away. And they always slip away. But this isn't because life is cruel. It's because life is alive. It moves. It changes. It transforms. To demand permanence is to demand that life stop being life. And in that demand lies the root of your suffering. But what happens when you stop resisting? What happens when you let impermanence be what it is? The moment you stop clinging, something extraordinary happens. You begin to see the beauty in the fleeting nature of all things. You stop trying to freeze the wave and instead learn to ride it. You stop mourning the temporary and start appreciating it. Because when you truly understand that everything is temporary, you stop taking it for granted. Imagine if you lived every moment as if it were your last, not as a cliche, but as a lived reality. How would you treat the people you love, knowing they won't always be there? How would you approach your experiences, knowing they are passing? The knowledge of impermanence doesn't diminish life. It intensifies it. It strips away the trivial, the superficial, and leaves you with what is real, what is true, what is now. Impermanence is not something to fight. It is something to embrace. It is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It shows you that nothing is guaranteed, that every moment is precious, that life is not something to control, but something to experience. It frees you from the weight of permanence, from the illusion that anything you build or achieve will last forever. And in that freedom, you find a kind of peace you never thought possible. But this peace requires surrender, surrendering your need for certainty, surrendering your attachment to outcomes, surrendering your belief that what is here today will be here tomorrow. This is not resignation. It is liberation. When you stop demanding that life conform to your expectations, you begin to see it for what it is, a constantly unfolding mystery, beautiful precisely because it cannot be grasped. In the end, everything is temporary, not just the things you love, but the things you fear. The pain you carry, the struggles you face, the doubts that haunt you, they will all pass. Just as joy is fleeting, so is sorrow. Just as beginnings are impermanent, so are endings. The river flows in both directions, carrying everything away, good and bad, leaving nothing untouched. This is the secret. The truth of impermanence is not something to fear. It is something to live by. To understand that it is all temporary is to stop grasping, to stop resisting, to stop running. It is to live fully, knowing that nothing lasts, and to love deeply, knowing that everything will fade. And in that love, in that presence, you discover the profound truth at the heart of impermanence. It is not the end of life. It is